My throat tightens. What if he says something that's not even wrong? What if I'm the one who comes off looking bad? Sweetheart, you don't argue with psychopaths. Chalk, dust, fluorescent hum. 26 pairs of eyes. Then a 70-something teacher leans over my desk, looks a 13-year-old kid in the eye, and says it's white privilege. You wouldn't understand? The room freezes. My jaw locks. My heart starts counting seconds. He thought I was powerless. He forgot I had a pen and a spine. If you've ever been underestimated, disrespected, or told to stay quiet, hit that like button and subscribe. This is a true story about a 7th grader who refused to be small, who documented the truth and watched justice land with surgical precision. 7th grade. Room 214? The walls wore motivational posters. Work hard. Dream big. Respect. But the air told a different story, thin cold, from a vent that rattled like a warning. The teacher, Mr. S., had that old-school authority look. Gray hair combed back, iron shirt, ring he liked to tap on the desk for silence. Whenever he said, "In my day," the class braced like a storm was rolling in. I'm a black kid, 30. I learned early how to read a room and keep my voice at the right volume, how to smile with the edges tucked in so adults wouldn't call it attitude. Survival skills. Most kids learn fractions. Some of us learn optics. The first week he mispronounced my name. I corrected him. He did it again the next day, then called me by the name of another black student. Twice. The class chuckled. I swallowed it. Pick your battles. It didn't stop at names. Whenever we discussed history or inequality, he milled down our questions with, "You wouldn't get it," or "Let's not be dramatic." He policed my tone more than anyone else's. If I participated, I was aggressive. If I stayed quiet, I was checked out. I started sitting perfectly upright, hands folded, voice softened. Buying peace and a currency I never should have needed to spend. One day, after a quiz, he announced that some people just aren't trying, then held my gaze half a second too long. My ears burned. The clock ticked louder. I counted heartbeats to keep from cracking. We were covering public policy and school funding. I raised my hand steady, respectful, and asked how funding differences might impact test scores. Normal question. Fair question? He put the marker down with surgeon-level theatrics, turned, smiled without humor. "It's white privilege," he said. "You wouldn't understand." Silence? The kind that eats sound? A few kids stared at the desk. A few stared at me. I felt my chest turn to glass, fragile but somehow sharp. 1,000 replies crashed against my teeth. None came out. He didn't flinch. He moved on like he'd just given a weather report. Something in me changed. This wasn't ignorance. It was choice. After last period, I went to the principal's office. My hands were shaking. I hid them in my hoodie pocket. She's the kind of principal who can stop a hallway with one raised eyebrow, calm, unflinching. When I told her, the look in her eyes wasn't rage. It was calculation. "We're going to do this the right way," she said, pulling me into a quick hug that smelled like coffee and hand lotion. The kind that makes you feel taller when it ends. The next morning, Mrs. L appeared in room 214, an assistant for support, legal pad in hand, pen uncapped. Her face looked calm. Her eyes did not. Mr. S tried to act normal. He overshot. It came out brittle. I opened my notebook, wrote the date, underlined it twice, and at the top of a clean page printed, "What, Mr. S?" says verbatim. And then I started writing. Every comment, every deflection, every joke that wasn't a joke. I notated the wall clock time. Who laughed? Who stared at the floor? I copied his phrasing exactly, no paraphrasing, no guesses. Facts only. The scratch of my pen became a metronome. Measured, calm, incontrovertible. He drifted toward my desk. What are you doing? I looked up, heartbeat steady now, taking notes. His eyes ticked to Mrs. L's legal pad. He moved on. You'd think with a second adult in the room he'd cool it. He didn't. He got Peter like he'd decided to reassert dominance. A white student forgot a worksheet, he joked. Getting sloppy, aren't we? I forgot mine a week later, he sighed. This is the kind of thing that holds certain people back. The class winced. My pen didn't. A girl asked to go to the nurse, he muttered. Another mental health day. Nervous laughter. I wrote that too. Not my fight, but still a wound. Part of the pattern. Dismiss, diminish, deny, by the bell. The page was dense ink. I slid it into my binder as carefully as you'd slide a picture under glass. After school, principal's office. Mom was there. So was Mrs. L. And another teacher, Mrs. E., who'd apparently clocked Mr. S.'s style before but lacked proof. I unfolded my page and read every line. No dramatics, no commentary, just timestamps and quotes language turned into evidence. When I finished, the principal squared the stack of papers and said one word that felt like a verdict. Thank you. Not if. Not, are you sure? Just thank you. Would you be willing to write a formal statement? She asked. Yes, I said before my brain finished saying the word in my head. Mom squeezed my hand under the table one quick tap. I'm right here. That night, the bags under my eyes felt heavier than my backpack. Fear whispered, what if they twist it? What if they call you dramatic? What if nothing changes and you still sit in his class? Under the noise, something softer. You did the right thing. I put a palm to my chest, counted heartbeats. Slow, regular. I pictured the page, black with proof. Mrs. L's pen clicking. The principal's e-school. Steady. I slept. Not the jittery kind. Real sleep that arrives when you've done all you can. I didn't see the meeting the next morning. Principal, HR, union rep. I didn't hear the excuses. You misread me. Context. Kids these days. I didn't hear the counter. Student statement, assistant notes, corroboration. But I saw the absence. When I walked into room 214, the teacher's chair was empty. No ring tap.